is the brand new album by 1,000 Horses and their album White Flag Down. White Flag Down is the fourth studio album by Nashville country rock band 1,000 Horses. It was released on February 27th, 2026. So, Eric, your initial thoughts on this album?
So sorry, how many albums do they have?
This is the
What?
fourth studio album. They have a bunch of EPs, they have a bunch of singles and all that stuff, but this is the fourth studio album.
Okay, maybe I've heard of these guys before in their first album, Southernality. Um, so when I hear country rock, I just assume like most songs in the like 90s of country or like the 2000s with bands like Brooks and Dunn, you
Mm.
know, it just has that like rocky feel to country. So and I think when we first introduced this album, you mentioned that it's like a southern rock style band,
Mm.
which I didn't get that at all. I can get some elements of country in the music, but I would say it sounds more of like they're trying to be a like an alter bridge or something, you know?
Oh,
So
some
so it's
alt
kind of
rock,
like that.
more alt
Yeah, it's kind
rock.
of like more alt rock because the singer,
Interesting.
the first thing I thought of, and I'm like, this sounds like Daughtry, like Chris Daughtry.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a
And I
good
was
point.
like, this, and then so then I'm listening to these songs and I'm like, this is like Daughtry, like an album that Daughtry would make, right?
Mm.
Just that like kind of like pop rock with just a little bit of elements of country in there, but like enough where I feel like most people would just think this is a rock album. I wouldn't even think
Mm.
people think like unless they're just like, oh, we're from Nashville, so we're country. And I was like, I don't think that's how it works. Right?
Okay, okay. I like that's interesting because I didn't think about this being outside the realms of country rock because I went into it like, okay, this is a country rock band. I'll be ready for it, and I didn't really question it. But now that you mentioned that, I'm like, oh yeah, there is a bit more. There's a lot less country than I thought there was going to be.
Yeah.
I think the most country this album gets is maybe the storytelling because
Hmm.
don't normally see this style of storytelling in a rock song all that much.
Correct.
Um, like
Correct.
there's a
Like
lot
this
of narrative stories.
like the song Cobain,
Well, I
right?
have a
Like
question
going
on that
down
one, but yeah,
yeah, going down to Seattle and like
yeah,
it's like telling a story, like you're right. It's like telling a story like in country music, right?
yeah.
What was your question about that?
I want to get your thoughts on the song Cobain. That's the one song I had like major issue with on this album.
Hmm.
Did you like that song?
No.
I thought the lyrics were weird that he was singing Cobain all the time and just alluding to like Seattle and parts of like Nevermind and stuff like that. But I was like,
Yeah.
why? Why is this about Kurt Cobain or why is this like related to Cobain? I'm so confused as to like the meaning behind the song.
I think it was one of those like what he was like his experience. It sounded like whatever experience he was having in Seattle, like he was like just listening to Kurt Cobain. Because
Hmm.
like I feel like is elements of like you can tell like Nirvana could be an influence for this band,
Mm.
right? With some of the
Yep.
like the drum work and stuff. So maybe it had something to do with that. But I look at it, I look at it as like maybe he's listening to Kurt Cobain as
Mm.
he's dealing with his issues in Seattle.
Yeah, because like I listened to it as like I don't understand why you keep saying Cobain
Mhm.
over and over again. Like, what's the
Yeah, and
point?
it's kind of in an annoying way too. It was like Cobain,
Yeah.
Cobain. You're like, because I questioned that first when I listened to it. I was like, what? What the is I? Because at first I like, oh, this must be about Kurt Cobain because they're like he's
Yeah.
mentioning Nevermind,
Yeah.
then he's in Seattle,
Yeah.
and then the more I listened to it, I was like, what is happening here? But
Yeah, so that sort of lost me for that one. But outside of
mhm,
that, I did enjoy this album. I thought the songs were like pretty good. I like Dead Man Walking, the intro track. It felt
mhm,
like a heavier Nickelback song to me. I was like, oh yeah,
mhm,
there's some rock in here. Um, and the one The one I hate to admit that I liked is Part of My Story, track 5.
Oh man,
I
really?
I hate that I actually like this song because the lyrics were so cheesy.
Yeah.
The lyrics were so cheesy. And I was like, The next day I was like, oh no, I'm humming this song. I think a lot of this album was very like um earwormy. There was a lot of songs in
Mhm,
this I was like, oh, these are catchy like melodies.
mhm.
And
Well,
part of my
especially like
yeah.
Fast as I Can. That
Mm,
was a that was an ear catcher because I found myself singing that song.
yeah.
And that song I don't really like on this album.
Yeah.
That was one song I didn't like, but the lyrics are cheesy. They're definitely cheesy lyrics. I just couldn't get over the fact that they're sounding like Daughtry or trying to be an alter bridge, and it kind of like ruined the experience for me because my I
Mm,
wouldn't say I liked this album. I said it was I would say it was okay. I do agree Dead Man Walking is a good opener
mm-hmm.
for the album, and there are some songs on here that are pretty good. Part of my story is definitely a catchy song, but I was not I was not digging it.
Yeah, it's like I hated that I
Mhm.
like that song. I was like, this is the cheesiest song. I can't believe this is stuck in my head.
That's funny.
And then the closer War, I thought was a good song, but I didn't think it was like a great closer to the album. I found myself like, oh, this is the end of the album.
Yeah.
It
Mhm.
was one of those like there should have been something else closing this album to like put a definitive end to it, but it felt like it didn't end properly.
Yes.
That was so I think overall I had a lot of issues with like little things on this album, but overall I did enjoy listening to it.
Okay.
It wasn't a chore to listen to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very easy listen. Like there
Yeah, yeah.
was it, it, it just blended in with that alt rock noise
Mm,
to me. That's what I got out of it.
yeah, now that you mention it, yeah, it's definitely more rock than
Mhm.
country. I never questioned it, but yeah, that makes sense.
I do think the songs like you said like songwriting wise definitely, and then even like Dead Man Walking is like something you would find in a country song,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So
All right, Eric, final thoughts and ratings. What are you going to give this one?
I felt like this was like an average sounding album. It was good. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. That's what I'm giving it.
Okay, 6 out of 10. That's pretty good.
Mhm.
I am going to give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was a fun listen. I didn't really mind it all that much.
Mhm.
It's not going to like bully your brains out or anything, but it was a fun listen. It is definitely more rock than country. I do agree now. Um but the lyrics are a bit cheesy, but it sort of makes up for that in the catchiness of the songs. So Uh, yeah, I enjoyed it. It wasn't. I don't know if it's at the end of the year it's gonna stay a 7, but for now, I'm gonna give it a 7.
Mhm.
All right, perfect. So, um, that was our discussion on White Flag Down by 1,000 Horses. For those of you following along with us every single week, this time we're gonna do something proper country. Or well, Eric, is that debatable? Is that controversial if I say that this is proper country?
Proper country. I don't know if that's controversial because I would say that this is actually country music.
Okay,
So,
okay, okay.
mhm.
The album that we are going to be discussing is the brand new Luke Combs album, The Way I Am, for next week. So, thanks everyone for tuning in to another episode of the Crossroads Music Podcast. We're here live at twitch.tv/ the Crossroads Music Podcast, 10 p.m. ET, 7 p.m. PT. Catch us on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, all the places where you get your podcasts. And leave us some fan mail on YouTube.
Mhm.
Tell us
An
where.
essay. Leave
Yeah.
us an essay. And I hope Mike Arnone writes another essay debunking or debuttaling his
you know,
essay.
you know,
So
you know what he should do on every single review, regardless. Like unrelated to Bruno Mars, just go Bruno Mars is the goat, like on every
Yeah, just
single
every review we do. Yeah.
Bruno Mars album better than this album.
Yeah. Way better.
But
Oh.
anyways, thanks everyone for tuning in. And we will catch you all next time.